Croatia for the first time. It's my first time here, and we're also for the first time in the brand new 2019 Mercedes-Benz A250. So we're discovering it in and around Croatia right now, or more specifically Split. So let's hit the road and see what this car is all about. Alright guys, so we are currently in Split, Croatia. It's my first time in Croatia, and it's also my first time behind the wheel of the new Mercedes-Benz A250. A couple of things to know about the A250. First of all, it's the first time that the A-Class is going to be offered in North America. This car will be available in November in Canada. Pricing hasn't been announced yet, but this is going to replace the B-Class. And according to Mercedes, it's going to be slightly more affordable than the current CLA, which is priced at about $35,000. So it's an entry-level Mercedes-Benz car. It's going to get a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo engine, 221 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. So more powerful than the CLA. And there's a lot of things to talk about when it comes to the A-Class, but really the first thing that just pops up is that there's nothing that feels entry-level or affordable about the A-Class. The interior is absolutely stunning. The car feels confident. It drives stable. It drives solid. Power is there. 4MATIC all-wheel drive will be optional, so that's a big plus as well. This is just a very good feeling car. And it also happens to include a new multimedia system, very advanced multimedia system called MBUX. And when I said that there is nothing that feels entry-level about the A-Class, well, the MBUX is the prime example. It's lodged within these two screens. And again, just as a side note, when you're looking at the interior here, this looks like an E-Class interior. It looks like a small S, even a small S-Class interior. I mean, this is a very nice interior, much more so than an A3 or a BMW 2 Series. I mean, this is just beautiful. You get two 7-inch screens here standard, 10.25 inches optional, but regardless of the version and the model, it just looks very good. And within this screen here is the MBUX system. Think of it as a, again, advanced multimedia system. Mercedes wants you to interact with it in the same way you would interact with Google Home system, for example. So you can talk to it. Like, for example, let's do, hey Mercedes.
How can I help you?
Can you turn on the heated seats, please?
I'm switching on the seat heating.
Okay, hey Mercedes.
How can I help you?
Can you turn off the heated seats, please?
Seat heating is switched off.
So the idea here, and what Mercedes wanted to do, was to, first of all, there's a lot of voice commands and systems that use voice control out there in the industry. What Mercedes wanted to do was to refine the system, and they wanted to make it more natural and that you could speak naturally to it. They've sort of, I mean, it's you can talk freely with it, but there are some limitations. It doesn't always understand you. But it does certainly feel like there's a better interaction and it's a bit more natural. There's also some things that it can't do depending on where you are. For example, if you could ask it theoretically to play rock music, but if you don't have access, like right now here in Croatia, there's not enough available music, I guess, either through satellite radio or through the radio stations to be able to have that level of pinpoint accuracy for it, so it won't do that. But what it will do is adapt to the driver. Mercedes has some artificial intelligence built into this thing. So if in the morning you tend to call a specific person, or you put the climate controls to a certain level, or you listen to a certain radio station, it will recommend these settings to you as you go along in time. So the idea is to create an emotional response between the car and the driver. I don't necessarily buy into that level of marketing, but I can tell you that it certainly does feel like it's more advanced than other systems out there. And again, we have to think about it. This is the entry-level car that you will find at a Mercedes dealership. So to have this system in there and that level of high-endness, I guess you could call it, is certainly impressive. So that's really the gist of the A-Class. It doesn't feel like this is the most affordable car, will be the most affordable car in the Mercedes range. It's a lot more refined than what you had in the B-Class. It feels more luxurious and refined than the CLA as well, especially the interior. So a lot of things to love. And aside from, you know, when you try to push the MBUX system a bit too much, there's very little not to like about the new A250.